So everyone's talking about 100 men versus one gorilla, but what if it was 100 CISSPs versus one gorilla? Let me walk you through this security incident response plan. First off, the CISSP will spend 3 hours forming a committee to draft a threat assessment framework. The gorilla would be eating half of them before they even finish defining the scope. Then they'd split into red team and blue team. The red team would begin their gorilla penetration test by sending one CISSP to do reconnaissance, who'd immediately document that the gorilla has sharp teeth and can rip arms off before submitting a 47-page preliminary findings report. The blue team would implement a classic defense in depth strategy with the most expendable CISSPs, probably the ones who still use password 123, forming the outer perimeter. They'd arrange themselves in perfect concentric circles, like a living network architecture diagram. The red team would identify key vulnerabilities, the gorilla's eyes, its inability to process complex risk management frameworks, and its lack of compliance with ISO standards. Their attack would involve one CISSP attempting to hand the gorilla a business continuity planning document, while another tries to phish it with a banana-themed email campaign. Meanwhile, the blue team leader will be shouting, "Implement the gorilla mitigation strategy from NIST Special Publication 800 Primate," while frantically updating their LinkedIn to include gorilla combat experience. The entire operation would be paused every 15 minutes for a mandatory risk assessment review. By hour 6, they'd have produced enough documentation to wallpaper the zoo, but wouldn't have made actual contact with the gorilla. The final attack strategy? 3 CISSPs would attempt to make the gorilla sign an acceptable use policy while the others tried to confuse it by explaining blockchain until it fell asleep from boredom. In the end, the gorilla would win by simply walking away, completely uninterested in fighting people whose idea of combat is sending strongly worded emails about password expiration policies. The only survivors would be the CISSPs, who were too busy arguing about whether the gorilla counts as an insider threat or an external actor to actually enter the arena. And that, my friends, is why you should always include gorilla attack in your threat modeling exercises. Stay secure, my friends.